More apartments. I'm tired of saying more and more.
Yeah.
We want residents, we don't want apartments.
So original.
That's my motion. Like to welcome everyone, is it turned on? Like to welcome everyone to the Emmaus Borough Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll have personal appeals part 1. If you have a personal appeal, please approach the podium, sign in, state your name, and you have 5 minutes for your appeal.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Ashley. I'm the Emmaus Main Street manager. I've met everyone else except Jonah. Hi, Jonah. So I just came to give a couple updates on events that we have coming up this week, today actually, and throughout the next couple weeks. So it's currently East Penn Restaurant Week, and I wanted to bring attention to some of the local restaurants that are participating. So Armetta's Italian Restaurant, David's Italian Market, Don Juan Mexican Grill in Emmaus, Superior Restaurant, which is where I just came from, and it was delicious. 4-course meal for $20. Can't beat that. House and Barn. I don't know. Are they technically within Borough?
Yes.
Okay, good. House and Barn.
Well, the house is, the barn
Some
is.
of it. It's split.
Okay. Well, we'll tell everyone it's Emmaus for now. And Volpe's. So I would just encourage you to come check those out. There's more information online, and I can share flyers with you later. In addition, we've had a couple small business roundtable meetings, so they're really informal meetings at Triple Sun and Volpe's, just to kind of create a space where people can come and share their thoughts and ideas and hopes for what our program can do for the community. We've had really good turnout, maybe 15 to 20 people each time. The most exciting part is that we're engaging businesses that I'm not familiar with, that haven't been to events before, so it's engaging a new group of people, and hopefully strengthening the manpower we have to serve the community. So our next one is the third Thursday of March, 21st at 5:30 at Triple Sun Spirits. Sunday, March 24th, we have Lucky Bucks Bingo. It's a fundraiser for Emmaus Main Street Partners in conjunction with the Historical Society. Again, this is an annual event, but to me it's really exciting to see us partner with a different group in Emmaus and just kind of join forces and support the community together. And then finally, the one I'm most excited for is the Soup Crawl. So this is an event new this year. It's similar to the the Cheers Trail, thanks, and the trails we do around Farewell to Summer, in that people go from store to store, see what they have, collect something, mark something down. But this one, I wanted to be super inclusive, so instead of having it be alcohol where participants can only be over 21, we're doing soup crawl, so you go from place to place eating soup. And you also aren't limited by driving. So with the serving alcohol, we don't want people driving. But this one, there's no limitation, so it's going to be all over the entire borough. And instead of setting up on or near the triangle, we're going to be out of Laura's Custom Framing and Fine Art, because we want to encourage people to get to Chestnut Street strip mall stores, because we know that's a problem a lot of stores have, is they feel like we really emphasize the triangle. So we want to spread the love and be more inclusive. So we're going to start there and hand out passports there. That's all the main events that I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Anybody have a question? No. Thank you for the updates, Ashley. We
Of course.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's always nice to know what you guys are doing.
Happy to share. Thank you guys for coming to our recent ribbon cutting at Vanity Studio and Salon. It was really exciting to see all the press that got, all the press attention in the morning call, Lehigh Valley Press. So that was really rewarding, although it's not doesn't matter if I'm rewarded or not. It was great to see that someone so young and a new business in town got that recognition. So it was exciting to share that with her.
Anybody else with a public appeal? All right. Community Minute. Does anybody have anything to bring forward for Community Minute?
Sure, I will. And I know this is kind of Jonah's area, but he said I can talk about it. So on Friday at the Emmaus High School is the St. Baldwick Shave for the Brave event. It is to support childhood cancer awareness. I will be taking part in the event, so yes, next council meeting, I won't have hair. So it's a great event, though. Come out. If you can donate towards it, it's great. And that's Friday at 5 p.m.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I have one. Tomorrow night, the Rotary Club is having a pancake supper between 5:30 and 8 at Superior Restaurant.
Shrove Tuesday. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, special presentations. At this time, I would like to call Chief Price up to the podium, table, floor, wherever you want to do it.
With council's permission, I'd like to introduce you retiring firefighter Clifford Falk. Cliff has been with the Emmaus Fire Department for slightly over 24 years now. Cliff decided come January it was time to take a step back and no longer be an active responding firefighter. With that, we wish to honor him for his many years of service. I will say this about Cliff, although I've only been with the borough a little over 2 years now, Cliff was one of the people that quickly accepted me and I relied upon and used a lot in my transitioning into this position with this town. So he stepped up, he started taking care of some of the fire truck maintenance issues I was having, and was very instrumental in helping me transition into this organization and feel accepted. So with that, Cliff. We would like to present you this plaque with your helmet shield on. That was actually on your fire helmet. And thanking you for your 24 years of service. Thank you.
Nice, close for a photo.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you for your service. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you so much.
Pull it back in this.
Yeah, I was trying to. So you go out the window.
Or your phone went off the window.
All right, one more time. Let's hear for Cliff. Yep, we're doing the next one. Nope. Oh, they're not here yet. So
Okay.
we're going to delay 5B on our agenda to maybe the safety committee or our president's business. Depends on when they come back from a call. Reading of the minutes. Council meeting minutes from February 19th, 2019. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve them? Councilman Dufresne, second by Councilman Hart. Any questions or corrections on the meeting minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. We have no decisions on bids. We have a Farewell to Summer Festival 2019 event request by Ashley for September 21st. That will go to staff. Jean Clark from Canals Homestead Preservation Society has an Emmaus Oktoberfest event request for September 28th. We'll send that to staff. Parks and Rec?
Let's go to CRD.
CRD? We'll refer that to CRD. And then Patty Fenanez, is that how you say it? Sure. From Emmaus is requesting an appointment to Emmaus Arts Commission. Has she been interviewed yet?
No.
Okay, so we'll set up an interview for her with the committee.
Mr. President, if you could go back to Ashley's request.
Okay?
They're requesting for alcohol, and I think that was something council has always voted on.
Yes, we
But I
have.
don't know where the alcohol is going to be set up at.
And it's not mentioned in here, is it? Perhaps Ashley can answer for us.
Yes.
She's here.
Will in some form be serving, whether it'll be our permit or.
Can you come speak on the microphone, please, for the record?
So whether it's going to be our special occasion permit or it's going to be Funk, Yurgi, or Triple Suns,
I think it's the
Another
location that's
question
more
where.
important.
oh, it'll be,
If it's on the triangle or on the street, the Borough Council has to approve it. If it's not on our property, then you have the right to
it will
host it.
not be on your property.
Okay,
Okay,
so then, no action required.
thank you.
And thank you for bringing that up. And also, I believe, well, it's on my desk, everyone received a event information sheet filled out by St. John's UCC for Pennsylvania Miss Amazing State event, which is a pageant for disabled girls. It's an annual state event. I believe it's the first time being held there.
Yes.
They're requesting that a street be blocked off. I'm going to refer it to the mayor, and the mayor will handle that. Does anybody else have a communication to bring forward? All right, hearing none, there's no borough engineers report. Solicitors report.
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Unfinished business, part one, we have nothing. New business, there is nothing. Unfinished business, part two. We will have the second reading of two different ordinances. Ordinance 1186, which is a parking restriction for the triangle, and ordinance number 1187, which is a residential handicap parking sign. So that will be at our next meeting in March 18th. Anybody have an item to bring forward that's not on the agenda? Hearing none. Mayor's report.
I have nothing to report this evening. Progress. Not yet. They're not all back yet.
Committee reports. Public Works Committee, Chairman Anders.
Nothing for official action this evening, but I did want to comment that our Public Works Department did a great job once again. As we see this morning, they had the roads cleared really well. And both storms, they've been out there, they get out there, they work hard, and I just want to thank them for all their efforts. With that, next meeting is March 13th at 4 p.m., and I'll report progress.
Thank you. Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee, Chairman Shipsta.
Yes, one item for official action. In your iPads, you'll see the Triangle Park recycling receptacle. At the committee level, we discussed the fact that the farmer's market would be moving down to the Triangle and that we have none of the recycling receptacles anywhere on the Triangle. So we're looking to purchase one to get started with, and hopefully maybe we can make a deal and get two for the price of one.
And it's coming from where? The what line item?
Maintenance of other parks.
Maintenance in the parks, right?
Okay. And you'd like to place
Yep,
that in?
and I'll
form
place
of-
a form of a motion that we authorize Shane to purchase a recycling receptacle.
There's a motion by Councilman Shipsta, seconded by Councilman Anders. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
The other thing, with nothing else is official, but on March 11th, right, Shane, we'll be opening the e-waste recycling?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Unless it.
Which is
yeah.
the second Monday, correct? Always the second Monday.
Second Monday, yep. So that'll be our first time that'll be open.
For the year, yeah.
For the year. So that's on March 11th, and I did reach out to the EAC, and they got some information about Earth Day, so it is scheduled for April 13th at Community Park. So we will have some information to post on a website and social media. And I think that's all I have. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 27th at 4:30 p.m. Progress.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Committee, Chairwoman Baumgartner.
We have nothing for official action. Our next meeting is tomorrow, March 5th at 4:30 PM. Progress.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Chairman Dufresne.
We have one item for action tonight. In your iPad, you can see the policy for the fire department for the apparatus, operational safety policy. So make a motion to adopt the fire company policy on apparatus operational safety.
There's a motion by Councilman Dufresne, seconded by Councilman Hart. Any questions on it? Councilman Anders?
Just one question. Am I incorrect? I didn't see anything about like seatbelt when they're in there.
We
Is
have a
that-
seatbelt policy.
It is, okay. Just wanted to,
Yeah, we have a seatbelt policy.
Okay.
It's called the law.
I
Just saying, I'm just saying, Roy.
didn't know if it needed to be in there, but,
We do have a seatbelt policy.
okay, that's all.
That's good. That was good.
All right, he got you on that one.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
There's nothing else for official action. Our next meeting is March 13th, 9:15 a.m. Progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee is myself. There is no action to be taken on anything. There's 4 pages of committee meeting notes, if anybody has any questions on those.
You'll be interviewing engineer candidates at your next meeting.
We have 5. So we're going to allow probably, 20 minutes for each? So. All right, so I report progress, or that meeting where we're interviewing will be March 14th, 9 a.m. here.
I'll reach out to each of them tomorrow.
All right, thanks. Budget and Finance Committee, Chairman Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. One item for action this evening, Resolution 2019-11, which includes our bill list and payroll taxes. I'll put that in the form of a motion for approval.
There's a motion by Chairman Hart. Is there a second? Councilman Dufresne. Hey, they both start with C's. Any questions on the bill list? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
Our meeting minutes were from February 19th were included in the packet. Our next meeting is March 14th at 11 a.m. It's our new meeting time. I'll report progress.
Thank you. Community Relations, Planning and Development Committee, Chairwoman McManaman.
Thank you. Nothing for official action tonight. However, do look at the meeting minutes. There's some exciting things happening with the website, and I would like to thank staff for their help with the website, their feedback on the menu and some of the items that we are including is invaluable to us. Our next meeting is March 21st at 4:30. I report progress.
Thank you. Junior Council Members Report. We have Junior Councilman Hausman.
Hello. There's been a lot of snow days. We had a snow day today. That's going to push back the school year. Les Mis, the musical is coming up next week. Next week. We'll be working until 8 every night. So.
When you say we, you're a part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been working a lot lately for that.
And what are the dates for the show?
The show, I think, begins next Tuesday and goes until Sunday.
Wow, 5 nights in a row you have it?
Yeah, I believe so. And then I think there's a snow makeup day on Monday if there's weather. And on Saturday, there is the Snowco dance at the school. That was pushed back because of
The threat.
yeah. I report progress.
Thank you. You have various boards and commission meeting minutes, 6 sets, which leads us to personal appeals part 2. Does anybody have a personal appeal to bring forward? Please sign in and state your name, and you have 5 minutes for your appeal.
Hi, Griffin Harold. I just have a couple comments. I took a look at the 2019 budget, and I have some, I think, lower-level comments, and I know that the 2019 budget's approved, so my comments really can't influence the 2019 budget, but I think they're probably generic enough or general enough that they could be considered or looked at for the 2020 budget. So I guess my question is, if I have comments on them, how do I communicate those to, are they communicated to the committee, or should I submit them to you?
Send them to me.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you could do it now, too.
Those lower level ones, I don't have, I looked at it 2 weeks ago and I can't remember all the ones I had. It's not many, it's just a few, but I can't remember all of them, but, okay, so I'll write them up and send them to Shane. Does anyone else need to be on copy, or?
No, Shane will forward it to us.
Okay.
Or to the committee, at least.
Okay, and then one other, I think, thing that is maybe more of like along the lines of an appeal would be something to consider for next year, if the draft budget could be made available to the public for a review. And I don't know if that's possible or not.
No, it is.
Okay.
We publicize it for 10 days
Okay,
prior to adoption. It's publicly advertised, and it's actually sitting right out in the open in Town Hall
Okay.
for the public to review. So that's a law. Like,
Okay.
every
Yep.
municipality in Pennsylvania has to do that.
So if
So
you
we-
were to
we
want
do
to
that.
see it, you'd have to come to the Borough Hall, and they'll have it at the desk.
Gotcha.
The front counter there.
and that is handled the same way. If I look at it and have comments, they would go to you?
Absolutely.
Okay,
So Borough Council has to, they have to vote publicly to advertise it, and then they can't adopt it until 10 days afterwards.
got it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys actually post the final approved one on the web to take a look at. Okay, so that's good, so for next year I can look at it ahead of time. And then I did have one comment on it that I wanted to bring up here. I noticed when I was going through it, I saw, like I said, I have lower level comments, but the one thing that jumped out at me was, it looks like there's I hope I'm getting the name right. It looks like there's a new position, and is it Director of Emergency Services or something
Deputy
like that?
Director.
Okay. So I wanted to know if that position could be described. Like, did it kind of come out of the committee?
Now, that came
Level or-
from about a year of discussions,
Okay,
probably longer than that. That is to help assist in the management of our reorganized professional fire department, and also to help the fire chief / director of emergency services, also to assist him in oversight of administrative functions of the ambulance, and to give a better management structure to make sure that we're doing the community the service that we're supposed to on the administrative level for all those emergency services. We have one man managing the operations of two departments that consist of about 90 employees between the two. What we need is a high-level operational person to help him with that.
all right. So it's basically management of fire department and ambulance services? Okay,
Now, with that
Right.
said, the ambulance chief still has the day-to-day operational duty of the ambulance side, but he
Right.
is the deputy director, which would be supervising or helping to supervise the ambulance chief as well as the fire department.
okay,
A much-needed position.
good, thank you.
Is it Griffith?
Griffin.
Griffin. I just want to commend you because I noticed you've been coming to a lot of meetings lately, and you show an interest, and you're actually doing things that we wish more people in the public would do. And I just want to thank you for showing an interest in our town, because there's, like I said, there's not many people that take the time to even look at a budget, let alone comment on it. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I'm glad to do it. This is the one free hour I have during the week, every 2 weeks. And it does interest me, and there's stuff like this, I do have a little bit of time to look at it, and, I'm not spending a whole weekend looking at it, but I can kind of skim through it in an hour and just give some raw feedback, and, you guys can decide whether or not it's useful for
We're
the
always
year
looking
or for the
for
future.
constructive criticism.
Yeah, and anytime
And
that
suggestions.
anytime you have a question outside of this meeting, feel free to email me.
Okay.
Call me.
Yep,
I have no problem getting back to you. The only issue is, remember, we had a quarantine issue, so if I don't respond to you within a day or two, that may have gotten lost in the server of
Right.
quarantine.
yep. Yeah, no problem. Okay, thanks.
Anybody else with a public appeal? All right, Borough Manager's report.
The significant revenue and expense items for February are in your iPads, if you have any questions on that. Outside of that, I have hired Tyler Schmeltzley as a part-time firefighter within the fire department. Tyler will be hired as a firefighter level 1. And I have hired Jordan Stenroos as a part-time Public Works employee. As you are aware in my memorandum, Jordan has been with us for 7 years as a seasonal employee, even though he's been working year-round. And it's our position that Jordan has the ability, capability, skills, knowledge, and willingness to do much more than just empty trash, and we can use him at a higher level. He has obviously higher aspirations to be a school teacher, and I'm hoping that next fall at this point he will be, but until then we will utilize him as much as possible, and then we will continue to utilize him when he's not teaching. But we are extremely happy, and we should have done this a year ago, to be honest with you. Jordan's a great asset to the borough. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will report progress.
Thank you. President's business. At this time, I'd like to call Chief Price back to the stage here. And I'd like to invite Mayor Gilbert to join in. Do you want to face sideways?
Raise your right hand and you're going to repeat after me. I, Donald Riley III,
I, Donald Riley III,
do hereby declare
do hereby declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the people I serve with respect and professionalism.
and the people I serve with respect and professionalism,
That as a fire lieutenant of the Borough of UMass,
that as a fire lieutenant of the Borough of Emmaus,
my fundamental duty is to serve the people I swear to protect,
my fundamental duty is to serve the people I swear to protect,
to safeguard and preserve life,
to safeguard and preserve life,
health, and property against fire and other perils.
health, and property against fire and other perils.
I will also act in good faith for the benefit of those I serve,
I will also act in good faith for the benefit of those I serve.
and will maintain to the best of my ability proficiency in the fire service.
I serve and will, I will always, and will maintain to the best of my ability proficiency in the fire service.
I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of the Mass Fire Department
I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of the Emmaus Fire Department,
and public's faith and trust in me,
in public's faith and trust in me,
and pledge to remain true to the ethics of fire service.
and pledge to remain true to the ethics of the fire service.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
I make these promises so solemnly, freely, upon my honor.
Very good, congratulations.
For those that don't know this gentleman, this is Don Riley Jr., Don III's father, who will pin his badge. Go ahead, Dad. No blood, please. The ambulance crew ready.
Everyone get a photo?
No, actually, you don't.
Oh, okay.
There's no signature line for her. Do you want to sign it anyway? Well, I always have them sign it, so if you want me to sign it. Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to have you sign it anyway. Just put your John Hancock over there.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Let's move along.
Tell him that his salary at 80 hours a week.
Here, keep going. That's your salary.
Tell him that his salary at 80 hours a week.
You know, so when he interviewed with me, right, I pumped the room up to about 78.
I'll keep a copy of it and share it.
Had the door closed. Oh, that poor guy was
All right,
sweating.
very good. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Just had a fire test.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think so. He skipped over that.
Well, I'll have to say, I've been on council a long time. I think that's the longest swearing in I've ever heard. And there were a couple tough words. I'd like to know where that one came from. I think somebody did that one on purpose.
They did. It was actually Chief Price. And that poor guy, when I just have to say, when we did the interviews, first of all, we had 3 very good candidates. All 3 are very much worthy of being promoted. But I intentionally pumped the heat up in my office to 78 when he interviewed. And we closed the door, and that poor guy was sweating something awful, and he did a wonderful job. He really did. So congratulations, much deserved, and best of luck.
Anybody else, any comments? Motion to adjourn? Councilman Dufresne, second. Councilman Anders, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Meeting adjourned at 7:32. It's a fast meeting.